So I made an app in 2 months without any proper experience, without knowing how to code an app, without knowing what is App Store Connect, whatever. I was scrolling TikTok one day and I was seeing all of these people making 3 bands a month, saying that it took them 1 week to do it. So I was like, why not me? I know how to code, I know how to also use AI. I'm someone who always lose his receipt. And sometimes things break, so I have to return them to claim the warranty, but I just always forget my receipt. So I was like, let's fix this problem. I went into my phone. I wanted to make an app that scanned the receipt and also send you notifications before the warranty expires. And at the same time, you can save all of the relevant information, customer support, mail, phone number, instruction manual, and all of this kind of stuff. And we'll name this thing. Fyld in Swedish mean like fool. So yeah, so I started to brainstorm with Claude. I created one specific project with the name of the app and all of the relevant information about it. I paid 1 month on Figma. It was totally useless. You can do everything on Google Stitch. It's free and better. And started to work on it. Started to plan the tech stacks, the database, what kind of API I will use to scan the receipt. I decided to go with React. I will do it again. I think I will use Swift instead. I started to do the first preview with something called Expogo, so it allowed me to see on my iPhone how to preview an app. And I needed to add some integrations like the sign in with Apple and this kind of stuff. I noticed that to be able to integrate this kind of stuff and actually test it on your Mac, on computer, you need a Mac. And I didn't have a Mac and I didn't even know that you needed a Mac. What did I do? I bought one. It's a used one. I think I spent around $700 on it. And by doing this, I was able to view my app on my computer. And this was an amazing feeling. Now I understand a little bit better why people Mac than Windows. I prefer Windows, but I can understand the thing with it now. So now that I was officially an app builder, I decided to go on a coffee, work on it. And it was the worst thing I ever did. I can't concentrate. I can't focus. People keep talking. It wasn't for me. So I came back home and continued working from here. As a senior vibe coder, I also, for database, I decided to use Supabase. I know that some people don't like it, but to be honest, it builds on the Amazon Web Services. It do the job. If you know how to set it up properly, it works perfectly. But to store the images and the PDF, the egress fee, a little bit expensive on Supabase. So to store the images, I'm storing them on something called Cloudflare Air 2. Amazing, easy to set up, and same thing for my domain on something else. But I will recommend everyone to buy their domain on Cloudflare, because at some point you always need to use Cloudflare for the security or to store things or to whatever you want to do with that. And by having your domain on Cloudflare, it's a little bit easier to set up all of this stuff. So yeah, next time, so for the projects I did after that, I buy all of my domain also there. So to scan the images, I use Gemini. Same thing, easy to set up, cheap, working perfectly. And to get the payments, this was the hardest thing to implement, Revenue Cat. It worked well, but to set it up and connect it with the Mac, with the app, I don't know if it's me, but I found it a little bit complicated to do. But alhamdulillah, we fixed it with time. Once I got a prototype of the app and it worked a little bit, felt a little bit too much vibe coded, too much simple, so I didn't know exactly what to use. And it was at this moment that after doing some research, after doing some tests on Figma, on a lot of different stuff, to redo my design with some prompts from Claude, but for Google Stitch. By doing this, I was able to generate this design. Maybe you don't like it, but for me, it was amazing. It took a little bit of time to get the accuracy right when scanning the app, but after doing multiple tests again and again, I kind of got something working. And after 2 months of working days and nights on this project, I'm not even joking, I spent maybe like 10 hours a day, sometimes even more, working on this specific project. I finally got it done. You can sign in with Apple or Google or create an account, think the rate limiting, the RLS, a robust token system, and everything to make sure that the app just doesn't break. It was time to submit the app to the App Store. So I paid $100 a year to get my App Store license, so I don't know how it's called, and it was time to set up for review. And what I've seen online is that for some reason, everyone is talking about how hard it is to get your app. It takes a few weeks. They refuse your app for whatever reason. You gotta do it again and again, and sometimes it takes 5-6 times to just get it approved on the App Store. But for me, alhamdulillah, for some reason, the second time it got accepted. And the first time it didn't get accepted. Why? If you buy the premium version of the app, it didn't have a link for the terms and conditions. So in like an hour, resubmit it, and 24 hours later, my app got approved on the App Store. So for me, it was done. I was finally done with this project. I was finally done coding my first app. I was only thinking about the LinkedIn post I will do just to flex on other people. Doesn't really care about it. And after like 2-3 hours, I got my first major bug. For some reason, when you install the app for the first time on phone, you get a white screen and you have to uninstall it and install it again to be able to use the app. It was very frustrating to fix this bug. Why? Because if I want to fix it and test if the fix works, I gotta resubmit the app on the App Store and find someone who never installed the app before and test it like this. So every time I resubmitted the version, test it, I had to find someone else. And I don't have 100 friends, so I had to ask some friends if they could ask other friends, and after like 3 or 4 different tests, we fixed it. Once the app was done, once it was live, once I fixed all of the bugs, I was like, yeah, finally I'll be able to make 100 grand a month like all of these people claiming that they do that on Twitter. It's amazing. I finally be rich. I even documented the whole process on my TikTok, Cylas. So people who download it, I make $1,000. App got like 2 or 3 downloads. So yeah, jokes aside, I started promoting it. Friends, my family, created a specific TikTok and Instagram account for this app, started to post a little bit about it, and like in 2-3 weeks, I reached around 100 downloads. I only got positive feedback. There is some things to improve, but to be honest, the fact that this was an idea in my head, and with time it became a real project that people actually use, is an amazing feeling, because this was just an idea, and with hard work, it became reality. I did this in 2 months. I don't know if I will continue with this project. I'm not a fan of coding apps, to be honest, but that's a really nice project to put on my CV. I learned a lot about how to actually make an app. I learned that for some countries, if you want your app to be available in France, you have like to send a letter in PDF to some people there, explaining to them the tech stack you use, how you work with the data you collect, and what you will do. And by doing this, allow French people to download your app. So I had to do this. I had to do something similar for USA. Also the payment. I mean, everything was just a mess. It was a lot of things that I had to learn because it was the first time I was doing this. Yes, would I do it again? I'm not really sure. But it was a nice feeling to think that stranger people, I don't know, downloaded the app, found it, and actually used it. And the fact that, you know, a few years ago, to be able to do something like this, you had to have a whole team working for like a year on a daily basis. AI nowadays, I was able to do it from my room, totally alone, without any experience, just me and a computer. And for me, it's a nice thing that nowadays, without a huge amount of money, I spend like $100 a month on Cloud. I pay the domain $10 a year for my domain. For me, it's worth it. Maybe I think 30 or 40 a month a year for the custom bill, 1 or 2 euro a month on Gemini API for the scanning thing. If you want the tips from me, if you want to work on something similar, you can ship as fast as possible. Shipping real things beats perfecting. Even if your app isn't perfect, still some small bugs, ship it. Don't wait for your app to be 100% perfect before shipping it. It's not worth it. Just try to ship as fast as possible, collect feedback, work on it, improve what people are complaining about, and just work on a daily basis on your project, and it will be fine. Even if you don't have any proper experience, I promise you with AI you can do it. Because when I didn't know how to do something, I just went to Claude, how do I do this, explain it to me step by step. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. When it doesn't, I go back to Claude, ask again, watch YouTube videos. Just by playing around with your computer, you can find solutions for all of your problems. Make a long format video for almost a year now. I'll try to get active again. I'm more active now on my other social media. It was a nice project, really liked it. We'll continue to do other video related to tech now. Thanks for watching. Like this video if you liked it, and have a good day.